The National Police is ready for the security deployment to be executed on July 20th.
After 2 years of absence, the traditional parade of July 20th returns to remember the cry of independence that Colombia launched on that date 212 years ago. For this occasion, the National Police indicate the increase of personnel to guarantee the security of the celebration.
Es muy importante para la policía.
It is very important for the National Police to be part of this celebration, but above all, to seek to ensure public safety.
The Colonel emphasized the importance of the institution works in coordination with the community.
Tenemos que sabernos comportar. Estoy segura.
I insist that we have to know how to behave. I am sure that in this opportunity, with this work, with responsibility, we are going to do a good job. I want to make an invitation through the media to the community action leaders and in general to the whole community that we all work so that this day be a special date of celebration, but above all that there are no confrontations.
The National Police also specified that there will be constant patrols over areas where the parade will pass in order to avoid disturbances.
The Specific Command of San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina is preparing as usual for celebration of July 20th.
Every July 20 in our islands, the military forces together with the schools make a demonstration in the traditional parade. This year will be no exception. The Commander Rosa Zip tells us how they are preparing.
For this July 20, we are preparing again for the parade by all our components such as the Navy, Air Force, Police, and also the participation of the schools. What we want is to highlight these patriotic symbols and the independence of Colombia, and we also invite everyone to accompany our military forces and our schools to the parade of July 20.
During this military parade, tribute and recognition is paid to the soldiers of land, sea, and air and the police of Colombia.
And the Colombian Navy launched a new version of the Week of the Sea. This event aims to publicize the capabilities and components of the naval institution.
From July 18 to 24, attendees will be able to learn firsthand the experience of the Colombian Marines in the development of operations throughout the national geography, in addition to the special equipment used for its execution. All this in the framework of the Week of the Sea 2022.
Hoy, después de 2 años de haber
Today, after 2 years of having suspended this activity that has been celebrated for many years on the island, which is the Week of the Sea, which is that week in which we want to highlight all those maritime values, where we want to create maritime awareness to all the inhabitants of the island and the tourists who come to visit us. Today, finally, after having overcome the emergency of the pandemic, we are launching the Week of the Sea once again with our cultural and sporting activity, to which we invite both locals and tourists to participate. We'll have the Marine Showcase activities that involves, talk, and discuss about stories of the island and the naval history of Colombia.
Among the novelties of this year is the launching of a book that narrates details of the reconstruction of Old Providence.
Hoy invitamos.
Today we invite all inhabitants to participate in the Week of the Sea until July 24th, which is when the National Navy will close the event.
The launch was held today at Morgan's Cannon. There will also be sports activities on the beaches of Sprat Bight and a parade on July 20.
After the sighting of a crocodile in waters of the archipelago, the environmental corporation Coralina states that during the week they will be conducting inspections and tours to achieve its capture and return to its place of origin.
On social networks, there are images circulating that leaving evidence the sighting of a crocodile 2 miles in the fishing bank north of San Andres Island. The Environmental Corporation has collected information and developed search activities that allow them to confirm the presence of this animal in the island territory.
El personal de Coralina, encabezados por el subdirector.
Coralina staff, headed by the Deputy Director of Seas and Coast of the entity, along with the Coast Guard, went and made a first verification of the information in the field and have scheduled new tours throughout the week. And we are also requesting help from herpetologists at national level. We already have the support of Dr. Carlos Galvis of the Cali Zoo and other herpetologists who have expressed their willingness to come to support Coralina with the management of this animal.
In past years, there had already been similar cases where crocodiles arrived in the island, one in 2012 which had 4 meters long and one in 2018 which has 2 meters long. In the latter case, the corporation kept it in captivity until genetic studies were carried out to verify its provenance. For this reason, they invite the community to give notice to Hotline 123 in case of signing it, and also provide video that confirms the presence of the species. The community is also reminded to avoid approaching or attempting against the life of the crocodile, since it is considered an environmental crime and the species is considered vulnerable.
A preventive measure by the Environmental Corporation was imposed for works being carried out in the sun-based sector without the permission of Coralina. Among the regular activities is the extraction of sand in the area. It is known in the department that this activity is not allowed.
The Coralina Environmental Corporation has established a preventive measure against workers involved in the construction works to improve the road and the sound-bearing road. The corporation received a complaint stating that workers were manipulating the sand in this coastal area. In images that circulated on social networks, heavy machinery was also evidenced on the sunny area of the sector. For this reason, the Coralina Corporation approached the place and established the following.
We get to notice this with the support of the community, that the machine, when they're in the sand and in the seaside, basically, well, we understand say plenty time during the works, they have to go by the sand side if you can make the work on the wall, the contention wall that them they work on. But we evidence them over past the line for what they have to do. They go to the seaside over the coral reef. So basically, we make one suspension of the activity with a measure that we have in the corporation, that is the Flagrancia Acta. So with that measurement, what we do is suspend all the activities that they do in the seaside until they give us the document that we can evaluate and understand what kind of impacts can be come out of these activities that they make.
The measure that was imposed seeks to pass the work so that a true investigation can be carried out to determine the seriousness of the damage that has been generated.
In other news, Orange Hill sector residents and passersby shared their concerns with Teleislas News regarding the works being carried out on this street.
Days go by and concern grows among residents and drivers who regularly travel the street of Orange Hill, a road that is currently under intervention. Teleislas News recorded some of these concerns.
The truth is that the work on the street was needed, but this type of work, especially on the island, should not be intervened that way. Not an entire street, because it will be complicated for them to execute all of the work quickly. If they took 5 months to complete a whole 100-meter section, how long will it take them to do it from the beginning to the end? That is the question.
Eso está bien que se arregle la calle.
It is good that they are fixing the street because it is ugly, but it has taken them a long time to finish it, and that makes it uncomfortable to pass through there. They broke the water pipe and we haven't had water for almost 3 months, and they are taking a long time to finish. That's the only issue.
Mal no está, pero tampoco está demasiado lento.
It's not bad, but the work is going too slow. They made a hole there from the round point upwards and they haven't done anything with it. They dig and it has become difficult to cross over. And I don't see what they're doing. It would be better if they did the work in parts, that they fix one piece today and the other piece when the first part is finished. I don't see that they're doing anything out of this world. That's why I think it is going slow, too slow, I would say.
In general terms, the community states that it is necessary to improve the streets that for many years have been in poor condition. However, they pointed out that they are affected by the delay in the improvement and the reconstruction activities of the roads. The contractor in charge of cameras called for patience and tranquility and commented to this news agency that he has a base and sub-base material and machinery with which to advance the works. However, the current weather condition of the department have limited the progress of the construction activities.
And now it's time for news of the Municipality of Providence and Santa Catalina with Millicent O'Neill.
Good evening to all our viewers. This is the most relevant information from Old Providence and Catalina. The community complains once again about the services provided by the ATMs of the Banco de Bogotá, which have been out of service for more than a week.
The two ATM of the financial institution with the most customers in the municipality have been out of service for several days. The community is asking for a real solution to this recurrent problem that affects both residents and visitors.
And put another cajero, but just like we do have two cajeros, because two are in go at the same time. Second, we have about 6-7 days without the service of a cajero. It's a lot of people in the island now, and the people need to make the transaction. Second, inside the office, we're going to have one cajera. Imagine if the cajera no good and we go one cajera, when they go in the office, how the line go along, intern and extern, to give the service. I feel like they have to take hand on it.
In conclusion, black off because you can't get out no resources, and if you go shop, you have to get money in our pocket to buy in the shop then, because not every shop have the data for now and receive card.
Even tourists are being affected by this situation that takes away much time from their visit.
Well, the first things we have is we have two ATMs that don't work, and when we get here, there's only one teller, one person who's actually doing. I sat here for almost 3 hours since 7:30 this morning. I've been over since 7:30 this morning. I wait in line just till now. It's already almost, what, 10:30 now, and nothing. I get to the teller, and the teller says, sorry, we don't accept your card international.
Teleislas News contacted the banking entity, but at the closing of this emission, there was no answer to this topic. The microphones are kept open while waiting for a statement.
And in other news, the Municipal Tourism Secretariat invites those interested in taking the diploma course in Sustainable Rural Tourism offered by the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Tourism, the Panaca Foundation, and Fontour to register at this secretariat. This diploma course will be held for 30 days in Quindío and includes lodging, food, pedagogical processes, and educational field trips.
For us as territorial entity, it seems very important that the people of the municipality who are involved in rural tourism sign up and take advantage of this opportunity, especially at the time when we are in revival towards tourism, and especially because of the climate change that is occurring and all the affectation that this entails. So in short, all economic sectors should focus on making all activities sustainable, and this opportunity seems important to me.
And for people from the municipality, interviews will be conducted virtually. And in other news, after an accident with an elderly person, citizens of Santa Catalina asked the municipal authorities not to allow the parking of motorcycles in front of the Lovers Lane Bridge.
After a year and several months, Ms. Francia de Armas, an elderly woman who lives in Catalina, decided to visit Old Providence. However, an accident caused by the lack of organization of the motorcycle parking in front of the bridge has her asking the authorities to pay close attention to this issue.
This situation is bad because I don't see why they don't look somewhere else to put that amount of motor in front of what you have to park. They must figure say it's only just children going past the point there, that we all and we can't pass like how the children them can pass through the motor. We would have to throw it down or something, because how you'd pass. That's why I get hurt because I had also go in a different place. I had also put down my foot and I come right down, I fall and come right down on my foot, and I get my foot fractured.
This elderly woman is in pain for several days. Because of the fall, she fractured one of her toes.
You can't pass the pile of motor park in front of the bridge, and through that same situation, my mother get into a fracture. You understand? So you have to, the motor them is there, you have to draw motor, you have to move, so she dropped down in a hole and do that. I give a complaint to Mr. Greg Huffington, the Secretary of Planation, but up to now, he don't get answer about it. I feel like they want to put like one señalización with prohibido parquear, or that entrance supposed to be free.
According to these citizens, they have already complained to the authorities, but so far there has been no response.
This is all we have for tonight for this section of Old Providence and Catalina. Lisa continues in San Andres with more Teleislas News. Good night.